I don't read much books. Books wouldn't really be for me. Last podcast I listened to a podcast every week. It's a Scottish football podcast, Open Goal it's called, with Simon Ferry, and it's very funny. But I'd say probably the last podcast I listened to was the one with Graham Burke, the two Dublin lads, talking. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word, but yeah, that would be the last one I've listened to, definitely. I'd probably go with Nando's. Yeah. Steak and chips potentially, but I think I'd probably steer with Nando's. Listening, to be honest, for me was always a big one. Listening, just learning off people. I obviously went away very young, and I was always surrounded by better professionals, people that have done more than the game for me, and I still am, like the likes of Ronan Finn and people like that in our changing room, and just listening to them and learning off them. That was the biggest one for me. People like Finner would obviously still admit that he's still learning off people. You can never learn enough in this game. We're all students of the game, so for me it would just be listen and learn off people. I would say my laptop. I spend a lot of time on my laptop, whether it be watching YouTube or watching Netflix. And I'm a bit of a gamer when I'm away from football. Like I like to play a lot of PlayStation and stuff like that. So I watch a lot of videos of streamers and everything like that. My nerdy side comes out. So I'd say my laptop, definitely. Drive me. Quiet, probably. I get a lot of stick from my friends for not making plans or anything like that. I'd be when I just come home from training and tend to just go into my room and chill out for a while or play a bit of PlayStation with my friends as well. But in terms of making plans and going to see and stuff, I'm probably terrible for it. So I'd say they'd be quiet and lazy, I'd say. I always, obviously when I left school when I was younger, so I didn't do my leaving certs, unfortunately. And when I went to school or university with UCD, I obviously left to sign for Rovers before I finished anything there. So I've no real education to back it up, but English was always my favourite subject in school. So I'd always have loved to have done something along the lines of journalism or something along those lines. It was always something that really interested me. So I think I would probably went around that route. When I signed for Rovers and when I signed for UCD, I done the same communication song. I done Mario, Let Me Love You. But I recently went on holiday with my friends, going back to 2019 now. It was karaoke one night and I done Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. And that went down quite well. I might stick with that one. Oh, a big NBA fan. Big NBA fan, so I'm definitely going to go with LeBron James. I'm going to go with LeBron James for sure. And being a big Leeds United fan as well, I think, who would I go with from Leeds? Big Leeds United fan. I'd like to have Mark Viduka. Mark Viduka was when I was growing up, he was the man at Leeds, so I'd like to bring Mark Viduka. And then last one would have to be someone from outside of sports. I'm going to stick with the NBA team again. I'll actually go with Steph Curry. He's my favourite player. I think LeBron James is obviously the most influential and he's, quite well spoken politically and everything like that. So I'd have to have him, and I'd go with Mark Viduka and Steph Curry. It's a bit of an odd mix, but yeah, it would be them three. My favourite holiday destination is Vilamora in Portugal. I haven't been many places. I've been to New York and I was most recently in Paris, and they're beautiful, two beautiful cities. But in terms of actually going away to the sun, I wouldn't have been to many places. Obviously, the mid-season break in our league is so short that you kind of tend to go more local. And I went to Vilamora in Portugal for a few years in a row, and I absolutely fell in love with the place. It's beautiful. And my favourite football stadium would be Elland Road. Being a big Leeds United fan, I love going over. Every time me and my dad get a chance, we go over to watch a game. And obviously enough, the Viva Stadium has some really, really good memories for me as well. So I'm obviously going to hold that one in high stead. But my favourite in the world would be Elland Road for sure.